Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Hanneke and I'm a Dutch stitcher on YouTube. And I have started a Flosstube and I can no longer say that it's new because this is already episode 6. And I am very lucky that Barbara today is sitting here with me. She is Barbara from, I'm going to have to look to say it correctly, Stitching and Tea with B. She was actually recommended to me several times because I love showing you my teacups. And then she is doing a lot, telling us, all of us, about tea. So people said to me, "You really have to watch her because you are going to get along." And we thought the same thing. So here we are. So welcome, Barbara.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad to be here. I'm very excited to speak with you.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. And as always, I go straight into it.
Okay.
And I just ask you, as you already predicted just now, I'm just going to ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm from California, born and raised, been here all my life. That's 63 years. I am married for 40 years, have two daughters. Um, of course, I like to cross stitch and I like tea, but I also like to crochet. I love to go to the beach, the movies, I read, and dabble in essential oils a little bit. And I love birds. So I'm sitting in my bedroom, and this is what happens in all of my videos. They catch my eye outside, so you may see me look off. I just really can't help it. So
That's lovely. So do you, we'll go straight into a question. Do you stitch a lot of things with birds as well?
actually, no. So I have been stitching since the 80s. I learned how to stitch in 1986, and I took a little break to raise my family. And so in 2022, I came back to stitching. And so I'm just now getting acclimated to different patterns and designers. But I am stitching something called Extraordinary Birds, which I'm very excited about because it has lots of birds in it. So, and I'm also stitching Put a Bird on It from Modern Folk Embroidery. So a
Yeah,
few things with birds on it, but not nearly as many as I plan to.
no. So you've been stitching since 1986, which is my birth year. Let's
Okay.
just put it out there.
Okay.
So that's a long time ago. So then you took a break, and what made you come back to it?
Well, I'm a card maker also, and I was following one of my card maker friends, and she cross stitched something that had bees on it. So, as you know, my name is Bee, so I collect bees. I have loved bees all my life, and when I saw that particular, it's a sampler-esque thing. Um, I realized I really wanted to get back into my cross stitching. I had actually been talking to my family about getting back into cross stitching, but I knew that my eyesight was different. And so I knew that I had to do something to help me see. And once I saw that chart, I went full steam ahead. And I said, I've got to find a way to be able to see so I could stitch. And I did that, and I haven't stopped.
Yeah. And do you because I was also a card maker for years, and do you sort of do both things together? So do you make cards using your cross stitch or not really?
I don't, but I saw that you did. And I think I commented on that. I think that is fantastic. And I have received cards that have cross stitch on them, but I've never joined the two.
No. And I
You do a
find it
lovely
difficult
job
as
with
well.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
you do a
thank you. And I
lovely
really
job with that
enjoyed it,
part.
but I don't have because I don't know about you, but when I make cards, my table is one big mess because there is so much
Right,
stuff. So I don't do
right,
it very often
right.
anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So what kind of things do you like stitching?
I have a very eclectic kind of taste, and I really am an advocate of stitching what you love, what brings you joy. And for me, I mean, in the summertime, it could be watermelons. I love stitching a crow. Pumpkins are my absolute favorite. But I'm all over the place, which you will see when I show you. Yeah. So some things have birds on it, some things have fruit, some things are floral. It's just color will grab my attention. Of course, subject matter matters as well, but it's just whatever I feel like stitching, really.
And when you came back to it in
Mhm.
2022, was it very different from the style you were stitching? sort of when you left it in 1986?
Absolutely. First of all, fabric was different because back in the olden days, I like to call it, I didn't have so many color choices of fabrics, right? So maybe in the holidays, you might get a green or red, but for the most part, it was white, antique white, and ivory like that. And so when I came back to see such an array of colors was fabulous for me because I thought, well, goodness, I could stitch anything on anything, and it really makes a difference, right? So subject matter wise, yes, because that was the 80s. And what was I stitching back then? Teddy bears, ducks, geese, home things like that, little loaves of bread and carrying on. But now it's just an array. I mean, I can stitch people who look like me. I can stitch, beautiful birds. And the designers today, they're 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 really good. And so back then it was a lot of heavy back stitching and these chunky little bears, and these chunky florals. And now everything is very kind of streamlined. So I'm enjoying it a lot more now than I did then. And I really enjoyed it back then. So this is really exciting for me. And I find that I just want to stitch all day long, all day long.
Me too. I'm just going to ask you to sit a little bit closer to your microphone because it keeps cutting out and come back and keep cutting out and come back. So
Okay.
perhaps if you sit a little bit closer to it, it will pick it up more steadily, more gradually.
Okay. Okay.
So why did you start a floss tube? Because, going back to stitching is one thing, but then starting a whole floss tube is another thing.
Yes, 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 yes. Um, the short story is I lost somebody really special, and he had not a floss tube. He had a YouTube channel that I found out after he passed, and he was so joyful, and um, he was a gamer, and so I wanted to do something like that for my kids, for my daughters, because you just don't know, tomorrow's not promised to anyone. And I wanted to do something for them where they could see mom being joyful and in her element, as they call it, my happy place.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do something like that for them. So that's why I started the channel.
That's a very serious reason to get started with something like a floss tube.
Yeah, yeah. So is my brother. And when I miss him, I can just go listen to his voice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's lovely. So it's
Yeah.
sort of a legacy that you leave behind for other people, I think.
Right, right, right,
Yeah,
right. And I was saddened to know that I didn't know that he had a whole world of people out there. I
yeah,
didn't know that until after he passed away. So,
yeah.
yeah.
And
But my
that
daughters
also,
love it.
do they? They watch as well.
Oh, yes, yes. My youngest is actually my editor, and my
Oh,
oldest is the
really?
one who set me up on this Zoom call today. Yep. They're both
Oh,
very
I love
involved.
that.
My daughter's like, off to the side there in case I have any issues. So,
Oh, that's very kind.
yeah.
Oh, but that's lovely. So they do support. Do they stitch themselves as well?
They know how, but they do not stitch. I taught them a long time ago, but they do not stitch. Yeah. They're grown-ups and they have a whole life beyond mom. So,
And one day they will come back to stitching. That's how it works. So we're just planting the seed and then hoping that
right,
one day it
right,
will
right, right,
flourish.
right,
So how do
right.
you find filming a floss tube? Because I've spoken to several floss tubers now, and I think all of us sort of note the amount of work it takes.
Yes. It's a lot more than I anticipated.
Mhm.
Excuse me. And it really is a lot of work. I was really surprised. I thought it was really just as simple as setting up a camera and grabbing your piece and go, it's so much more than that. And then afterwards, there's still even more. So I like it, but I do have to set aside a couple of days. And if you notice in my floss tube, I film in sections. So I stop recording and I do a setup. Sometimes that's over several days. Like I may film the tea on Monday, but don't get back to filming the rest of it on Thursday. And it's a lot for me. But like I said, I have a whole reason for doing this, right? So I'm going to continue to do it.
In a way, breaking it up would might also be kind of nice because sometimes I do it always in a row, but that means that for almost a whole day I am blocked
Hmm.
for floss tubing.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
That's a lot.
It is. And for me, I don't usually go outside very much, but if I do, then I will dress like this. And so then I go, okay, well, I can film a little bit of floss tube because
Yeah.
I'm already dressed, so I might as well,
Yeah. And
I
then
do
you
it
look
like that.
pretty for the floss tube, and that's only nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
And what brought you to the idea of not only doing cross stitching, but also adding in your T segment?
Okay. Well, I wanted to be different. I wanted to be different. And back in the olden days when I was cross stitching, before I had children, I was a newlywed, and I would always have a pot of tea with me, um, big old pot of tea, and I would watch TV all day and stitch because I wasn't working just yet. And so yeah, and so I thought, well, I drink tea when I stitch now, so why not? And I like rhyming things. So you'll see like my stitching and tea with B, and my email, I have one that's tea time, time for tea with B. So I like that kind of poetry
Yeah,
kind of thing going through there, a rhymey thing. And I
I
thought,
love it.
well, what kind of name could I come up with that would put tea and stitching? It really took me a while. And then I came up with this one. So yeah,
I love it. And I think you've achieved what you wanted to achieve, which is to be different because
yes,
no one else does it. So it and
right.
how have you found a response from the community?
I'm feeling like people are liking the tea segments more than the stitching. And I'm wondering, is my stitching horrifying? What is this? But I do believe that it is because it is different. And I do try to go into a lot of detail about the tea, given health benefits and things like that. And, talking about it in great detail, I think, is key because anybody can say, well, today I'm drinking tea. Okay. So, tell me about the tea. So it's been well received, really well received.
Yeah, I think we like people who do their own thing and are very authentic. And I
Right.
think by doing something like that, it's you being authentically you, I think.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. I drink tea every day, several cups, and it is a lifestyle for me. It really is. I'm gonna have a cup right here. I'm gonna take a sip. My throat's getting a little dry, if you don't mind.
Oh, and a pretty
Mm.
cup. Now, I love that.
I did that for you.
Oh,
Let me show
thank you.
while I'm here. So this one, the print on the bottom is so teeny tiny. It's made in Japan though, but I love the footed cup. Don't you?
I do. I do. I love
It's
that. I've never
yellow.
seen that actually.
It's yellow and it has like a mother of pearl in the center. I can't show you the cup, but here.
Oh,
You
that's
see that?
lovely.
It's really pretty. And so I have a collection of these um, that I inherited actually. Quite a few antique teacups from a great aunt, excuse me, who sorry, life's life and out there, um, who had a bridge club. And so she had tea, that's what she served her bridge players. So when she passed away, then I got those and I keep them in a cupboard downstairs and I look at them. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't use those very often. You notice I use a lot of mugs. That's because I move around my house and that's, get carrying a teacup all around the house. I'm in the laundry room folding the towels or whatever, and I have tea, and the teacup doesn't quite fit into that scene. But when I sit down to 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 relax, I'm going to have a cup and saucer because tea tastes better in there, doesn't it?
I think so. I think it makes a difference. And it's
Yeah,
also maybe, and this is what I learned in England. I lived in England for a long time. It is about taking the time with tea so you have a moment to relax. So I
absolutely.
also try to do that.
Yes, yeah, it's very important. And it's like a whole ceremony, right? So you got to boil the water and then put your tea leaves together, select your cup. And I like the whole process of it. In the morning, I have a little tea station in my bedroom over there, electric kettle and everything, and I put that on, and I go and do my morning things, and then my tea is ready. So it is a process, but like I said, it really is a lifestyle for me.
Yeah.
If you come over my house, that's what you're going to get: tea. I don't have soda. I have water, but I'm going to give you either cold tea or hot tea. That's it.
I love that. I love it. And
Yeah.
me too. I also only have tea in my house. So if someone comes over here, if my parents come over here, my mum brings her own coffee.
Oh, okay. That's funny. Now
And
we do have coffee because that's what my husband drinks, but
oh,
I
very
like
good.
coffee too, but tea is my love.
And is the American tea, is it because in England they drink it with milk. In the Netherlands we
Mhm,
don't normally.
mhm.
How is it in America? Do you drink it with or without?
I personally drink without, but I do, when I had my tea room, I did provide milk or cream for others because a lot of people, they feel that tea is strong. That's because they're not brewing it correctly. I would provide a little pitcher of milk. My husband takes his tea with milk too. I don't. I don't care for that. I just want right there. I want to taste the tea. Don't hold it back.
No.
I want what the tea is bringing. I want all of it. So
And
I
may I
don't
ask
sweeten
what
my
kind
tea
of,
either.
you don't sweeten it either?
No, no,
No. It
no,
doesn't need it really, does it?
no, 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 no. Sometimes, but most of the time, no.
I do tend to have some honey ready. That's the only thing I use for teas, and no sugar or anything, just a little bit of honey if I feel it needs it.
Okay, very good, very good.
And which tea are you drinking today?
So this is morning for me, and I for from 9 to 10 in the morning, I have my 1 hour stitch and meditation time. So I am drinking my morning tea, which is called Iron Hammer. It is an herbal tea that flushes the liver and the kidneys. Just getting up in the morning, you want to do that for yourself. So I'll have a bottle of water, and then I have my Iron Hammer, and that's what I have right now. You
That's
know what?
lovely.
It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite at all. Um, yeah, it's just not. But it does good things to my body.
And
so
that's
I drink
important.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it serves a purpose, and that's why we do it.
right.
So let's go into the stitching. And I don't know if
Hmm.
you've had, usually I ask for five, but whatever, how many. Can you show us a few pieces and tell us a little bit about those pieces?
Okay. So the first thing I want to show you is the first thing that I actually stitched. Be kind. So this is called Love Is, and this is the very first piece I stitched when I learned how to cross stitch. And I'm going to show you something funny in a minute. I kept this, I've stitched this several times now because I've given it as wedding gifts. We use this in our wedding, this verse, but let me show you the back. Don't laugh.
I'm not laughing. I think it's lovely. All
Look at
right.
how horrendous. You're
But that's,
laughing.
yeah, but that's how we do it. It doesn't matter. It's the back. Have you ever seen my backs? It is dreadful. So it doesn't matter. You
This
can't
is
see it in the
awful.
front.
Right. So I stitched this and I was going to give it to my mother. And then I got makeup on here because I was working at the time, had makeup on here. So I decided to stitch it for her again. Like I said, I've stitched this several times. So that's my very first stitch.
I love that. And what is that stitched on? Is it stitched on linen or on Ada?
Oh,
What did you
no, no,
start
no.
with?
This is 14 count Ada.
Right.
Yeah,
I think that's
14 count.
absolutely lovely. And is the letters all backstitch basically? That's not
Yes.
crosses, is it? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I love
So
that.
yes, the young lady who taught me to stitch wanted me to learn all the things. So there's French knots in there too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And they are
Okay.
very neat.
Well, she was the stickler. Now take those out and do them again. So yeah, I love that piece. I hadn't seen it in a while. When you invited me, I thought, well, I'm going to bring this up. So here we go. So the next one is, and I think you said you don't like stitching houses, right? Did you say that? Was that you? You're
I
not a
might have
fan of
said
houses?
it, but I've also got one piece now with a house and I'm loving it. So I'm coming back from it a little bit.
So this one is called Hayes Street. And I
Love
love the Victorians. My family spent summers, this is all from San Francisco, up Northern California. And my family spent a lot of time there. We would go most summers. And I fell in love with the Victorian style homes. And my dad actually bought me this book, and I stitched that. And this is
I
also
love
on
that.
14 count with makeup on it.
Oh, but
So,
that is
and you'll
very
notice,
pretty.
thank you. And so my little initial down there at the bottom. There
Oh,
we
you
go,
did.
right
And
here.
it shimmers a little bit. Is there a certain thread in it?
No, no,
Oh, it
that's
might
just
be
the
just.
light coming.
Oh, that could
Yeah,
be. But it looks beautiful.
thank you. Thank you. And then um, this is the only thing that I've actually fully finished. I made this pillow for my daughter. I have two
That.
daughters. One's Victoria, the other one's Patricia. And so Victoria's nursery was decorated in Beatrix Potter, and this is Tom Kitten. And so I made this, and we hung this on her door.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And
And
is
this
that
is
with back stitching? It's very delicate.
yes, yes. There's back stitching here, and this is on 18 count. I
I love Beatrix Potter. I think that's
Me
lovely
too.
for
Me
children
too.
to see.
And so this book came out of the Beatrix Potter
Yeah.
alphabet book.
Oh,
And
I love that.
I just picked the alphabet and then whichever little character I wanted.
Yeah.
My other daughter has Peter Rabbit on hers.
Oh, that's
Okay.
cute.
And then I wanted to show you this because back in the day when I learned how to cross stitch, we didn't have people that looked like this. They were more caricatures. And I just love this. This is on 14 count persimmon from Fiber on a Whim. And I like the little farm animals and stuff in there.
Yeah.
And the little people, this is called to market, and that's where they're going to market.
Yeah. Oh,
Cute,
that's
right?
lovely. And I
Um,
also really like the fabric on that. You said persimmon. Is
persimmon, yes. And I can see it in the camera. It's reading, it's a little looks a little faded to me, but it's a beautiful salmony color.
I
I
love
think I
that.
want to
And
thank
how are you
you.
going to finish it? Because or is it already finished and sort of folded back? Or are you going to make a
It
pillow or
is
something?
it is folded back because there's a lot of extra fabric here. I'm not really good at, knowing how much fabric to use, but I want to frame it. And I have part two of this. So after I finish stitching that one, I'll get them framed together.
Oh, that's
So
lovely.
this was originally made for my mother-in-law, but I changed my mind and I'm not giving it to her.
We won't tell anyone.
Okay.
Oh, that's very cute.
Thank you. You know, I don't know if you saw the video about this, but I do love farm animals. Never my uncle had a farm, but I wasn't raised on a farm. But I would love to have chickens, a pig, and a cow. A goat would be nice too, so it can mow the lawn.
Well, if you
Um,
have the land, you can put some chickens on it.
with my husband, not with my
Yeah.
husband.
Hmm.
So, well, I have two more pieces, but I'm only going to show you one. Okay.
Oh, you can show both of them. I'm loving
Okay.
it.
Okay. Well, this one is the one that I'm most proud of. I was debating on whether I would show you the one I'm most proud of or my oldest whip, and I didn't want to do the oldest whip. So the one that I'm most proud of, I just recently finished, and it's called This Juneteenth Day.
Mm. Yeah.
Pull back a little bit. You see that? So,
Oh, that's
and this is
lovely.
14 count oatmeal Aida cloth. And this
Beautiful.
is the commemoration of the emancipation of the last enslaved African Americans in Galveston, Texas. There's a whole thing of it on my floss tube. But
Beautiful.
this is the biggest piece I've stitched to date.
is
This took me two
stunning.
years to
Did
complete.
it?
2 years. Yes, because I only stitched on it one day a month, on the 19th of the month,
Oh,
keeping
beautiful.
yes, keeping in
Yeah,
with the actual date there. So yes, this is the one I'm most proud of to date. Ooh, I love it.
that's lovely. And I think I was watching someone this morning and she said, was it Corey? Corey Creates, I was watching.
Hmm.
And she was also working on it. And she mentioned you and said that you made it. So that I thought that was
Okay.
lovely.
Yeah, that's nice. So the last thing is what I'm working on now, which is put a bird on it from Modern Folk Embroidery.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, I am loving this. This is a nice monochrome piece. It's stitched on 16 count, which is my favorite now. Back in the day, we had no 16. So this is nice. A good blend between the 14 and the 18. 14 to
Mm.
me now, the holes are too big, and the 18 is way too small for my eyeballs. So this one,
That's a good compromise. Then 16 will do. So do you also only stitch on Ada? Because I only stitch on Ada.
yes, 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 I do.
Love that.
Now, I have stitched on linen, and it's not bad, but it's not for me.
No, exactly.
I thought if I'm doing these huge heirloom pieces that I know, my grandkids, maybe I would stitch on linen. I stitch because it's meditative, and it's
Mm.
fun and it's relaxing, and I enjoy it. And my kids may put these in the Goodwill, for all I know. So I don't want to put a lot of time and money into that. So
Mm.
this is good for me. I love 16 count, and so that's what I'm working on today.
So do you stitch monogamously or do you have several pieces on the go and you sort of have a system or do you just grab whatever you want?
I have about 53 whips. So I stitch seasonally. Like I said, with this piece, it was on the 19th of the month. I have Christmas pieces that I stitch on the 25th of the month. So it kind of goes like that. And now I'm into these seasonal Quakers, which I don't know how that's going to work. Leela Studio, she has Autumn Quaker, Summer Quaker. So I started the Spring Quaker on the first day of spring, and I started the Summer Quaker on the first day of summer. But these dates are the same, right? The 20th, the 23rd, they're all around the same. So I have to figure out how I'm going to work that. So that's as far of a system that I have. Um,
Mm.
and then, I'm already planning what I'm stitching for August. I said, okay, that's beach stitching or summer stitching. So there'll be watermelons, there'll be whales that I'm stitching, things like that. I don't necessarily want to stitch a whale in January. I don't, but I can stitch a pumpkin anytime. I love pumpkins. So so seasonally, I think I stay in line with the seasons, kind of.
And do you stitch sort of every day? Because I think you said in the morning you have a meditative hour where you stitch. And throughout the day, do you stitch or is it that hour every day?
The first hour of my day is the nobody bother me zone. I have to really put my mind together for the day. So I lock everybody out and I have my tea and I do my hour stitch with my music and my essential oils. Um, and then I go about my day. I don't work outside the home, so I'm always here. And throughout the day, I will pick up a stitch, and I usually know in the morning what I'm going to stitch on for the rest of the day. And then before I go to bed, I usually put in 2 hours. So I kind of pepper it throughout the day.
Yeah.
And then there are some days where that's really all I do. I will have my hour stitched, and then I get up and I might do something around the house, and then I sit down and I'm stuck in the chair for the rest of the day, washing floss
I
tube
love.
and stitching. Yeah,
Oh, I
not
love
every
that.
day.
I can't wait for the day that I'm retired and I can just do that.
Yeah, yeah,
Would
yeah.
love that.
Yeah,
Would
you
love
got to get
that.
up though and move around so you don't get, too
You
stiffy.
do. You do. And does that sometimes bother you? Because if you stitch so many hours, it's quite a specific way you sit? Do you use a hoop or anything, or do you stitch in hand?
Depends on the stitch because, and I do both. And sometimes I use the sewing method. Sometimes I still poke and stab, whatever you call it. Sometimes I use a hoop, and sometimes I stitch in hand. It actually depends on the fabric and the
Right.
size of it. If it's a crispy fabric, I'm going to always roll that up and stitch in hand because I
Yeah.
don't like how that feels going into a hoop situation.
Mhm.
I do have scroll rods, and so sometimes I will use those, but they right now all have projects on them. So I'm stitching in hand mostly.
Yeah,
Hmm.
me too. And you said something about having 53 whips.
Yeah, that's very sad. Yeah, it's a lot of whips. And that's scary to me too, because I do like to complete projects. And back in the olden days, I would only have two projects going at a time. Additionally, back in the day, I did not keep anything that I stitched. I stitched and sold my
Oh,
projects
really?
because I just like to stitch. I never thought I wanted any of this stuff in my home, on my wall, nothing like that. And so my mother loved it. So I would give them to her and she would take them and have them framed. And I would think, well, that looks pretty good. But I didn't want it. And so I was working and people would see me doing this and they would say, well, that's nice. And I said, well, you pick out a chart and buy all the supplies. I will stitch it for you. And I did
Yeah.
that for a number of years. Lots and lots of geese. Whew, and stupid teddy bears. So, but yeah,
Oh,
um,
that's lovely.
yes. And so now I'm playing catch up, right? Um, because I would love to have my things on the wall now. Yeah, I
Yeah,
would
and I
love
do
to.
hope you frame a few pieces as well because I think it deserves it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will. I will.
Good. And
Yeah.
you could even frame it yourself, because I
Mm,
find the cost for a framer quite high. So I choose to frame myself and then when I'm fed up with it, then I just put it in a drawer because that also happens, doesn't it?
right. I have a nice drawer over there that's full of things that I've stitched. Yeah. I would
Yeah.
like to frame things. I would like to learn to do that. I would like to.
Yeah, I think it's nice to enjoy the pieces especially the ones you're really proud of that you really want to show off. So I have a couple of specific questions for you.
Oh,
Um, and perhaps the first question is what I ask everyone is, do you have a tip or some words of wisdom for the viewers? And it could be for long-time stitchers, people who've only started stitching, whatever you want to share as a tip.
okay. Yeah. For me, I think stitch what you love and enjoy the stitch. And don't be so locked in that if you're not enjoying it, it's okay to toss it aside forever or for a time. But yeah, this is fun. This is a hobby. This is something that is relaxing. You got to enjoy it. And if you're not enjoying it, if you don't like the fabric, switch it up. If you don't like the colors, switch them up. If you don't like the stitch, ditch it, and
Yeah,
and it's okay. You can donate to somebody. You can throw it away. Oh, bird. Or you can do whatever you want with it, but enjoy what you're doing. You
yeah.
know.
Yeah, and what are your thoughts on because every person I've spoken to so far in these stitchy chats have said a similar thing, like do what you love, and don't do anything you don't want to do. It's supposed to be fun. Do
Right.
you feel that in the community we are in, which is so supportive and so um, let me just press this button. So supportive, but do you feel that we're always doing that, doing what we love and or not? Because everyone keeps saying this as advice, only stitch what you love.
Well, when I see other floss tubers, I feel like that they are enjoying what they're stitching. But I also know for myself that I only present what I'm enjoying, right? But there's some things that I have that I'm working on. And I go, this is really making me mad, or I don't like the color, or I don't like the fabric. And there's one piece that I'm thinking of in specifically because I like the stitch, but I put it on the fabric in the wrong spot. And I continued going with it, knowing the whole time that it was in the wrong spot. It was like, oh, it never corrected itself. And every time I look at it, it makes me angry, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm not presenting that piece though, right?
No.
So I think that
No.
we all might have a couple of those in the background.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
What I sometimes have is that I've started it, but everyone who will closely look at my flush tubes will know that it never comes back and it's just gone. So that does happen
right,
as well. Yeah.
right. Yeah. So I actually learned that from you because you said that there was something that you were stitching that you were going to discontinue. I said, oh, I like that. So I started to do that post haste. I said, you know what? I don't like you. I don't like you, and I don't like you. So
I love that.
I don't do them anymore. Yeah, yeah.
Good for
Because
you.
again, this is a hobby. This is fun. You know.
Yeah. And what is your favorite brick and mortar shop? And this is a question that we had from Kim, the contented needleworker.
Okay, I don't have one. California is a needle workshop desert. Um, we'll have quilt shops that have a small corner of cross stitch supplies. Back in the olden days, there were cross stitch stores in our malls, actually. That's how popular it was in the 80s. And we had huge places. So, um, you know, my favorite one was Needle Points Limited in Orange County, California. But they left um, in 2020 when the COVID came.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
I hadn't been in a cross stitch store in many years. And this year, when I went on a cruise with the Sunshine Stitchers out of Florida, I was able to go to their um, cross stitch store, which I thought was very nice. But I also find it very overwhelming. And I think I prefer shopping online.
Do you? That's interesting.
Yes, yes. It keeps me focused. There's not a lot to see, right? So I
Hmm.
know that when I go to 1 2 3 Stitch, I'm looking for a blue Ada, or I'm looking for this color floss, and I
Yeah.
do that, and then I'm done.
Yeah, that's very good. And it's true
Yeah,
when you walk into a shop, you see so many things. You always walk away with more than you
absolutely.
were, yeah, wanting
Yeah,
to spend, maybe. Yeah.
absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
but that's interesting. You're the first person to say I'd rather shop online.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
to be fair, I think a lot of us do it. I always had the feeling when I was watching Flosstube that in America there are many Flosstube, not Flosstube, but these kinds of shops. But
Mm,
that doesn't seem to
not
be the
here.
case. There are a few that are
No.
very well known, but they're not
Yeah,
everywhere.
right,
Yeah,
right. Yeah, like I said, they're quilt shops, little tiny corner of cross stitch, but they're not cross stitch stores. So I don't even go
no.
to those. I've seen them online
Mm,
because I put in cross stitch stores near me, and then
yeah,
it says, well, we have some cross stitch. I don't
yeah,
want some. If I'm going to go, I'm going to go. But
yeah.
no, I like online better.
Well, good for you.
Hmm.
And the question from my first few guests, that was Sarah from Sew Me Sarah. She had a question, which designer would you like to spend a day with and just learn about how they go about designing and stuff like that?
That would be Kathy Haberman from Hands On Design. No question. She not only designs beautiful charts, but she is a master at finishing. And her finishing techniques are beautiful. So, and she cooks too. She has recipes that she shares because she's at the Jingle Ball. And yes, no question. I would just go right over to her house right now if I could. Yeah, spend the day.
She's fun
I
as
think,
well. It's a lot of very
yeah.
bubbly personality, and she does.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I can get with that. And I love hands-on design. They just put out something that I think it's part of a box that you can buy. And I don't want the box, I just want the pattern, but I don't think she's putting it out just like that. So I was a bit sad about that. But yeah,
Yeah.
she's lovely. And let's go into some quick fire questions.
Oh
You
boy.
can you can give me a longer answer. It doesn't have to be a quick answer, but I have a list of questions. So what is your favorite floss?
Coloring cotton.
All right.
You know what? That's that's not right. I knew you were going to ask me this too. It's right here. Classic Color Works.
Oh yeah.
Classic
Love
Color
that.
Works. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why did I say coloring cotton? No, it's Classic Color Works. Yeah. I
To
love
be
their
honest,
floss.
yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
It's not color fast, is it? Is it?
I, is it? I don't think so. So then you can't wash your piece. But
Hmm.
let's see. It doesn't say, but I don't. No, it says not. It says not color fast.
I
Yeah,
find that
that's the
scary. I
problem.
love their
Yeah.
colors, but it
Mm-hmm.
is. I'll tell you a secret. I finished my moon deer, which is the big piece with the deer on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I washed it, and one of the colors run.
Mm.
So I was so sad,
Oh,
and it is Weeks Dye
yes.
Works, and that is supposed to be color fast, but
Oh,
it's
I like weeks
just
too.
yeah.
You
I
know,
love Weeks too.
did you use I, like the that it's a like a looks like a dryer sheet, but it's a color catcher. That's what it's called. And I have seen Samantha the Huga Stitcher when she washes her pieces, she puts that color catcher in there, and it's supposed to catch any stray colors. That's really too bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry because
I've,
I that has
I've
happened to me before.
I've been able to fix it. It's fixed now, so it's okay.
Okay.
But I can just see that the purple is a lot lighter on one of the
Hmm.
side than on the other side. But
Hmm.
that's okay. I can live with that. But it's I've been able to take it out of the fabric. But yeah, I think that's the thing with over dyed flossers that scares me. I love using them, but
Hmm.
if that happens, it just gives you a heart attack basically when you take it
Sure,
out of
sure.
the wash.
Right, right.
What is your favorite color to stitch with?
Pink. I like anything rosy. So I know this doesn't look rosy, but it is. It's called Colonial Rose. So I'm a pink girly, and so yeah, I will gravitate towards that. And I like some of the neutral tones too. Like this one is
Hmm.
not black. This is 3371 DMC. So I like that too.
Oh yeah, yeah, dark brownish, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Are you a more, well, we already know you are a morning stitcher, but would you
Hmm.
define yourself more as a morning stitcher or as an evening stitcher?
Evening. Yes. Evening
That's
stitcher.
interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because that is when I'm really most relaxed in stitching and enjoying it the most. Now, I do enjoy my morning stitches, but that's a whole different reason of stitching, right? It's to get my day on track, and I lose myself in the stitch. It's usually something really simple. Um, and I don't have to do a lot of counting because that's not where my mind is when I'm doing that. It's a state of, like I said, meditation and prayer. I have on nice music, and I'm really trying to get myself in position for the day. And in the evening, it's, all bets are off. Stitch whatever you want. I have on crazy music, audiobooks, so
Just fun.
yeah. Yeah.
I love that you really set time apart in the morning to use your stitching to set yourself up for the day. I think that is very conscious decision.
It's a necessary for me. It really
Yeah,
is. Yeah,
yeah.
very necessary.
So do you notice it in yourself if you don't do that?
Absolutely. And the people in my house do too.
Really? Oh, that
Yes.
shows that it's
And my
important.
husband will say, "Did you stitch today?" No, get up there. So then I do because some days I'm late with it, right? And I have other things to do. So I will bypass the stitching. And it does show because I feel like it centers me, it kind of grounds me, and I'm like, hmm, okay,
Yeah,
I've been productive for the day, first thing,
yeah.
and now I can go about my day, whatever else I have to do.
I love that. Um, my next question is, would you kit up patterns yourself or would you have a kit? I've not seen a kit in the ones you've shown. Do you stitch kits or do you only stitch from patterns?
Only patterns right now, but I do have kits in in my stash. And there are kits that I would love to have.
Mm.
Her name is Marjolaine Bastian. Um,
Oh yeah,
she
I
does
understand.
wonderful. Yeah, she has wonderful nature scenes. I would
Mm.
love to have one of those. They're not available for me. So I'm really picky about the kits because the floss can be a little yucky. So yeah, mostly just charts, just patterns.
Yeah. If you want me to get a Maryland bus stand for you, I can because they are available here everywhere. So I would be quite happy
Really?
to get you one and send it
Oh
over. Yeah.
boy. Okay.
Let me know.
Okay. I
Yeah,
will. I will
she's
do that. Thank you. Oh my goodness, I'm excited because I already know which two I want. So we'll talk later.
yeah, well, you definitely will. But she's I think she's Dutch or Belgian. I'm never sure, but I think she's Dutch. And yeah, it's in the
Okay.
Netherlands. If you haven't stitched a Marjolein Bastin, then you haven't really stitched because she is so known
Okay.
here. And so, she's the
Yes. Oh my
basics,
goodness.
basically.
I have
Yeah,
mugs with her artwork on it, calendars. I've been collecting this for some time. And as a card maker, she actually followed me on Instagram. And I was really surprised to see that she commented on one of the cards I made. I was really blown away. Mary Engelbright, too, also commented on some of the cards that I made in the
that's
past. But
lovely.
I decided that I'm retiring from card making. I just want to stitch,
Oh,
really.
fair enough. But
Yeah.
it's lovely that they have appreciated your art and your card
Yes, yes,
making.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Would you rather stitch from a paper pattern or from a PDF?
Paper. Yeah. And I do buy a lot of PDF charts and I print them out.
Right.
I am a big believer that the internet is temporary. And so all of this stuff is temporary and I don't want to lose what I bought. So I immediately print them out and I keep them in a notebook by season. I was doing it by designer, but season is better because if I want something for summer, I just go to the summer section and I thumb through. But I'm not opposed to it. And then there are some charts that I have to keep on PDF and computer so that I can blow them up, because
Mm.
it's the little paper pattern once I print it, the squares might be too small. So I'm able to enlarge that. And I like that feature. And I do use that. I don't have markup RXP or what's the other pattern keeper. I
Pattern
don't do
keeper.
anything like that. Yeah, I don't do anything like that. It's just, the charts as they come. Um,
Yeah.
and it's the reader. I can enlarge it there. And I like
Yeah.
that feature.
Oh, well, this is how they did it in the olden days. I always think, and we should still be able to do that. And I have to say, this today I had to sit in a train and I thought it's easier to just have a pattern with me. So I picked a pattern piece. So I think both serve a purpose at different times.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. There's some places where you might not be able to use an electric device like that. So yeah, I like
Exactly.
to have my paper, but
Yeah.
I don't mind it being on the
Mm,
computer. Just not
mm. Would you start something new or finish a whip?
lately. I've been starting something new, so I didn't
Fair enough.
want to. I I didn't want to. I really didn't want to. But things came out and they were so pretty. And I
Yeah.
thought, well, a start, you can just start it. Nobody said you had to keep going with it.
Yeah.
That's how I ended up with 53 whips.
And it's also Flosstube, isn't it? Because, I blame you for my latest thing because I was watching you and I saw that bee and I thought, oh, I have to stitch that bee. It is so
Oh,
cute.
did you get the bee?
I didn't yet, but I was about to, and then I thought, what am I doing? I've got the world to stitch. So yeah, I didn't yet.
Right,
And I love that one. I think it's so
right.
pretty.
Yeah, I love it. And it's a really easy stitch too. It should have been finished, but I got ill and I was on the cruise. I took it with me. I was on a 7-day cruise and I was like, I can finish this. It's the only thing I took with me. But I actually started feeling poorly on the ship. So I
Um,
put it aside. The waters were really rough and I do
uh,
have motion sickness. So
yeah.
being in that position like this was not a good
Yeah.
idea. So I put it away. I haven't finished. I haven't even worked on it again since I've been home, but I'm going to finish it before year's end. She's really
You
cute.
will. You'll get there.
Yeah, I
And cruising
really
is
will.
just lovely. I cruised once and it is lovely, but if the sea is not working with you, it is not easy.
No, and that's the third one in a row that I've been on where the water has been horrendous. I mean,
Yeah.
it just bad.
Mm.
The one that I took in January was so bad that they were handing out seasick pills to everyone for free. That's how bad that
Really?
was. It was, yes. We were going to the Caribbean, and again with the sunshine stitchers on Flosstube at Sea. That's, look at this. This is where my mats come from. So
Oh,
it
that
was with
looks
Jean Farish and
yeah.
Flosstube at Sea. That was awful. I have never seen waves come up that high on the side of a ship.
Oh,
We were on the fifth floor and the waves were hitting the window.
oh
It was
no.
bad. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really bad. And a lot of listing, to one side. But I am a cruiser. I'm not going to stop cruising. As a matter of fact, my brother and I were supposed to go on a cruise next month. I'm not going to be able to do that though. There's a bird. I just don't want to, I don't want to experience that again. So I'm going to
No.
sit this one out. I'm going to sit it out. I think the water's doing something right now. I don't want to be part of that, you know? So, and then there's
And
another
then
one we have coming up in September. I'm
yeah.
not doing that one either.
No, just sit it out for a bit and see if it all
I
calms down.
am.
And I do think also that it depends which waters you sail in, because I was on the North Sea, which can be quite rough.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
so
Yes.
I prefer, because I would love to go to Iceland for instance, but
Oh,
that
me
is
too.
across the
Yes.
North Sea, and I'm too scared to do
Yeah.
it.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The water's really interesting. Even Pacific, I was watching a lady that was doing cruising and she was going to Alaska leaving from Seattle, which is what we do. We fly to Seattle and then cruise up to Alaska. The water for her was unreal. Something's going on in the water. I just don't want to be
Yeah.
part of it, like I said. Just wait for a while.
Yeah. And be
So,
careful.
yeah.
Do you use bobbins or floss drops?
No, I use floss away bags.
What's that?
The floss away bags? You know those?
No. No?
No? No? The plastic bags? Uh,
Plastic
well, I don't
bags?
have one. Yes. Let's see. You got a second? I can go get one. I want to show it to you. Hold
I'm
on.
very curious now.
Here we are. Floss away bags.
All right. Oh,
And they
that's
go on,
very
I put
old.
them on these little cables. I've done this right from the beginning because then I can keep every little bit of floss. Can you see that? I can
Yes,
keep every little floss. Nothing is wasted. So with the bobbins, I don't do that. I wouldn't be able to do that. And I do use a floss drop if I am using one color. So with Put a Bird on It, Sal, I am using mm, this because it's just one color.
oh yeah,
You know,
pretty. Yeah,
it's
lovely.
just one color. It's got
Yeah,
a bird on it.
of course it does.
Hmm.
Oh, I love those bags.
Yep.
You've just opened my eyes because I do bobbins, don't mind them, but don't love them. But this would be a lovely
Hmm.
solution. So I might have to move over because it just saves time as
Yeah.
well. You don't
Well,
have to put it back on the bobbin all the time.
no, no. And I cut a large length and then I just roll it up inside
Yeah,
of there, right? And pull from there. You see?
brilliant.
Yeah, right from the beginning. And then I have a plastic storage container that I keep them in by number.
Oh, that's
So the
amazing.
DMC. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I
I
know
love
what I'm
those.
doing tomorrow. I'm just gonna reorganize my stash.
Yeah. It's nice and convenient.
Yeah. Is there any other needlework technique that you would like to learn? It's a new question because I've
No,
started doing that, and I thought I'll just ask.
no. I learned embroidery first from my grandmother. And I did that for a number of years as a little girl into a teen. I won't go back to that. I like where I am now. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to do anything else. I have
No,
seen your work and I think that that's lovely. But for me, I'm really happy right here. Just
happy with
just
cross
cross
stitch.
stitching, making little X's along the way. Yep.
So good for you. And to be,
Yeah.
I enjoy my other techniques, but I find cross stitching the most relaxing, if I'm honest. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Is there any question you would like future guests?
Well, I was going to ask about their favorite floss, but that's already on your list. So I don't. Oh, I know. If you are an Ada cloth stitcher, who is your favorite fabric company? Mine is Fiber on a Whim. Um, I love the drapiness of it because it can go either way. I can roll it up and use it in hand, stitch in hand, or I can put it on my nerge or use it with a hoop. So it's a
Yeah.
lovely. Are you familiar with it?
No, we don't really have access to it.
Okay. This is fiber on a whim. You see
Oh yeah.
how
Yeah, that looks
drapey it
great.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't wrinkle,
No.
so this is one of the ones that I'm not having to iron every time I show,
Oh,
right?
great.
And it
Yeah.
rolls up nicely, and then I just clip it with these wonder clips. Or,
Yeah.
like I said, I can put it in a hoop. But I love the drapiness of it. It's just
Oh,
so
yeah.
soft. Yeah,
It doesn't have that.
that's my
I
favorite.
use Zweigart because that's the one we have access to, but it's very stiff.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is on a Zweigart base because Zweigart has the orange.
Ah, yeah. Yeah.
Um, so this is a Zweigart base that's been
Ah,
dyed. So
and
yeah,
the dye is
Zweigart is
made.
actually my absolute favorite. It's my
Yeah.
absolute favorite. It's what I learned on. It's what I've used for years and years, all those years that I stitched and sold my pieces. But that's what Fiber on the Whim dyes on. And this one here, too, that you liked, the persimmon, same thing. That's Fiber on the Whim.
I love the
Very
softness
drapey.
of their color, and it's not too.
Yeah.
Um, how do we say that when there's a lot of different colors sort of blending in? I don't like that when it's really
Oh, like the
dark and really light.
mottled? Yeah,
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 model.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Yeah, I
prefer
like
that.
very subtle modeling,
Exactly. Yeah.
because I think that takes away from the stitch, in my opinion. So for my tastes, yeah. Even this
Yeah.
one here is modeled, but it's not, you see, it's not invasive.
No,
It's
it's
just, it's very
beautifully.
subtle. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think this one's
Fiber on a whim.
perfect.
I love, I love, love, love.
I shall have another look. I think I saw it on 123 Stitch, but I haven't yet tried.
Yeah,
Those are
that's where I
all my
get it.
questions.
Okay.
Is there anything else you would like to add?
I'm just really happy to have time with you. I've been wanting to meet you for a long time, and I'm really, really glad we did. Took us a minute to get here. We had a couple of little snafus along the way, but here we are. And
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this. Very excited.
Oh, thank
But
you.
yeah, yeah,
Well, it was lovely having you and it was lovely getting to know you better. And I hope the viewers enjoyed that with me. If you have any questions for Barbara, you can leave them in the comments. I'm sure she will go through them at some point. And if not,
yes.
I will put them in an email and send them over so they will get to her. If you have any requests for other guests, then please let me know in the comments as well. And then I thank you all very much for watching.